Welcome back, chess friends. Today we've got an exciting match from Norway Chess 2026 featuring none other than Magnus Carlsen with the white pieces and the talented young Praggnanandhaa with black. This clash of titans promises some fascinating moments. Let's dive in and see how this game unfolds. We kick off with Magnus playing his signature style, starting with the pawn in front of his king. Praggnanandhaa responds in kind, setting up what looks like the makings of a strategic battle. It's early, but I'm curious to see how both players plan to develop their positions. Now, here's something interesting. Magnus brings his knight to f3, while Praggnanandhaa develops his own with a distinct style. There's an early knight maneuver from black to the edge of the board that suggests a unique plan. It makes me wonder what kind of setup Praggnanandhaa has in mind. Magnus seems to be inviting complications with that bishop check, and Praggnanandhaa decides to go for the pawn capture, grabbing material but at the cost of losing tempo. Carlsen's choice to recapture the pawn with his knight adds a layer of complexity. I find this sequence really sets the stage for an intriguing middle game. Magnus sacrifices his bishop for a pawn, a bold decision that opens lines against the black king. It's a daring play that leaves me wondering how he'll capitalize on this imbalance. Praggnanandhaa seems prepared, finding safety for his king and keeping the compensation in check. With both players castled, Carlsen brings his rooks to the center while Praggnanandhaa doubles on the f file. The position is tense and any slip could be costly. It's fascinating to see Carlsen's approach to maintain pressure while Praggnanandhaa counters carefully. Carlsen exchanges one of the rooks, and it feels like he's positioning for a long battle. Praggnanandhaa patiently improves his own setup, keeping his pieces active. Each move feels like a statement, and I just love how both players are keeping it balanced. Magnus captures a pawn, but Praggnanandha's response is swift, capturing the bishop and pushing his own strategy. Black's pieces are coordinating impressively, and it's evident he's been anticipating these exchanges. It's a great example of strategic foresight. As the queens come off the board, the game transitions into an even more strategic phase. I think what's happening here is a battle of nerves, with both sides having to navigate the complexities of the position carefully. The bishops are now targeting potential weaknesses, and both players are maneuvering with exquisite precision. Magnus attempts to create pressure on the queen side, but Praggnanandhaa is countering with equal finesse. I'm intrigued by how they're maintaining tension. Magnus pushes his pawn, and it's a race to see who can capitalize first. Praggnanandhaa responds accurately, and now the pawn structure is becoming a critical factor. You can almost feel the electricity in the air as these masters probe each other's fortifications. After some expert maneuvering, it looks like the kings are starting to become active participants. Magnus tries to find a path for his king, but Praggnanandhaa is sharp, finding ways to keep the pressure going. I love how both players are showing their incredible endgame skills here. Praggnanandhaa's pieces are coordinating beautifully now, with his bishop and pawns creating threats all over the board. Magnus is trying to hold it together, but it's fascinating to see Praggnanandhaa's strategic depth at work. This is a tense moment. The pressure is building as Magnus scrambles to defend, but Praggnanandhaa's persistent threats are really starting to take a toll. You can see that Black's position is becoming increasingly dominant. This is where resilience and creativity are put to the test. With the central pawn advancing, Praggnanandhaa is pushing for more. Magnus is looking for counterplay, but it's looking challenging. You get the sense that Praggnanandhaa's pieces are just singing in harmony right now, ready to capitalize on any opening. Both kings are now active, but Praggnanandhaa's position feels like it's ready to burst with potential. Carlsen is trying to rearrange his pieces for defensive tasks, yet it's not easy against such precise play from Praggnanandhaa. It's a real showcase of determination from both sides. Praggnanandhaa is steadily improving his position, and you can see the pressure mounting on Carlsen. Every move feels crucial as Carlsen seeks to untangle his position. I must say, I'm impressed by how Praggnanandhaa is keeping the heat on his legendary opponent. With every exchange, it looks like Praggnanandhaa is gaining more ground. Carlsen's trying to resist, but the position is getting tougher. This is where you really see the nerves and experience of both players at play. As we enter the final stages, Praggnanandhaa's precision is paying off. Carlsen is attempting to create any sort of blockade, but it's evident that Praggnanandhaa's plan is steadily materializing. It's quite thrilling to witness this late game perseverance. Praggnanandhaa is capitalizing on every opportunity now, and Magnus is finding it increasingly difficult to find resources. The pressure is immense, and it's amazing to see how Praggnanandhaa maintains his cool. The final moves are coming into view, and Praggnanandhaa is showcasing his ability to convert an advantage. Magnus is fighting on, but the challenge is enormous. It's a testament to both players' skill and tenacity. Praggnanandhaa is closing in, and you can see the culmination of his efforts reflected in the power of his pieces. Magnus continues to resist valiantly, but the truth of the position is becoming more apparent. With each precise move, Praggnanandhaa tightens his grip on the game. It's a masterclass in converting a position, and Magnus is struggling to find any counterplay. What an intense battle! And Apeki, the clock is ticking for Magnus, and Praggnanandhaa's pieces are in full force. It's remarkable to see the patience and accuracy Praggnanandhaa has maintained throughout. The end is near. Praggnanandhaa is making all the right moves, and it seems the writing is on the wall. Magnus is still searching for a miracle, but it's looking increasingly bleak. One final push from Praggnanandhaa, and the balance tips decisively. Magnus knows it as well, and you can feel the tension in these closing moments. Praggnanandhaa's final moves are executed with precision, leaving Magnus with no options. It's clear that Black has achieved a definitive advantage. And there it is. Praggnanandhaa secures the win. What a game! Both players really showcased their strengths, but today it's Praggnanandhaa who shines with a well-deserved victory. Truly an inspiring match to witness.